So this wonderful lady had two square body Chevys tucked in 30 feet of briars that said I could have them if I wanted to dig them out. One was a 78 C10 and one was a C20. Obviously, we care about the C10 and we're going to try to make it our new shop truck. She's a little rough. She's been sitting for almost 15 years now, but we're going to clean her up and make something of her. Alright, so I went ahead and jumped ahead and forgot to record. So I pulled all the spark plugs. We got about 2 hours of pressure washing. They don't look horrible. All that and this. They don't look horrible, so I'm going to clean them up. A lot of blackberry juices and tried grime. Moving it by hand, it cranks over, so we went ahead and put the jumper box on it. But we got her done. And see if we can get you in there. See that it. So, I'm going to go ahead and clean up the spark plugs. Notice there's a Ford thing while I'm working on a Chevy. About as all. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and clean up all these spark plugs. Make sure they're gapped right. Put them back in. I don't know if we have sparks, so I have a spark tester. We'll check that before we go. And see if this thing fires. I'm going to put a vacuum in there. There's some grunk in there, so I'm going to put a vacuum on there. Thankfully, it's got electric choke, so this choke's closed. That way nothing falls in there. And then spray a little fuel down her and see if she fires. I would be ecstatic if this thing fires off. This would be so exciting for me. All right, I'm gonna go clean these up. All right, so we got the spark plugs in. Wires are back on. We're gonna vacuum that out and we're gonna hook up a fuel line somehow. And we're going to see if this thing fires. All right, so our battery was garbage and my jumper box is dead. So we poured a little fuel in there. You can tell that we got a little too much on there. So I'm sure we'll have a fire of some sort. But we're looking at this and it almost looks like this could be a aluminum intake. We're gonna grab a magnet and see. Hold on. All right, magnet. See if it's magnetic. That is an aluminum intake. Holy moly. So somebody's been in this before. Don't know. I mean, that's definitely not the factory HEI that I know of, at least. But I'm wondering what's the dealio here. I mean, I want to. That's pretty cool. The only thing I'd like to get rid of this smog, whatever that crap is. I don't like it. I don't like messing with it. No more vacuum leaks cause problems. You know, obviously we'd like to upgrade the carburetor, but that looks like a pretty good carburetor, and I'm really tempted to find a way to get some oven cleaner on here. As you can tell, there's some residual oil there, and it looks like underneath too. Let's get under here. You can see there's been some oil leaks there. They're not bad, not horrible. You still got some pressure washing to do. So yeah, get some juice to this and see if we can get her to fire, because I have a very, very strong feeling that she will run. So let's see if we can find a battery. We're gonna go ahead and see if we can find a new filter. This one, I have it backwards. I don't like how they did. If you're gonna put the pain in the ass side, don't put it on the part that you have to use it very often. Put it on guess I can't find one. So that one works. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and use this one. That's okay. I'd like to do, pull it off from down there, so we're not pulling from the tank, because we have no idea what kind of fuel is in that tank, or empty, or rust, or all that. So we're gonna see if we can get this line off. Oh shit! We're gonna probably have to replace that anyways. Holy moly. We got that. So let's pull the filter or the cup off. Here's some fuel line, WD-40, never hurt nobody. Let's see. That off. Try putting this down here. Oh, we still need one. Let's try that. Let's see. Yeah, going on perfectly. All right. Oh my goodness. Tighten this a little better. Sure is cold here. I don't know where you guys are from, but I'm not enjoying the weather. I'll pick the shortest screwdriver. Alright, so now we're going to take this, since that's going into the pump. We're going to try. Alright. Try going to auxiliary fuel tank. It should be, we'll go right about there, but we can put it outside for right now. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, we do. So we got fuel. I have to use brake clean to prime it. This thing's got enough juice now. Alright, let's see. Where's the power? We don't want this where it's not going to be hitting the ground. So let's. How can I do this? All right, so let's see what we can do for you. I hope you'll be able to see this. Not the best setup. This is not going to work. I don't have faith in this at all. Nope, not at all. Nope. Yeah, all right, well, let's try this again. Okay. Okay, we got crank. Let's give her some ether. Battery over there, hopefully it'll work. We're going to try this again. Oh, I forgot to leave the fuel hooked up. Let me try that again. Old brake clean, great primer. Oh, you booger. Alright, so I WD-40'd the carburetor joints pretty much, and we're looking at, we got some oil pressure, we're doing okay on volts. Time's a little off. Building temp, maybe, watching. Should be able to get oldies or something. Or not. We're still blowing quite a bit of smoke here. "20 years of sitting, it's kind of expected though." All right, so we have a sticky little booger here that keeps giving us the high RPMs. Charging the battery again. We actually tried putting air to the fuel line to take a look at that. We were stopped by when we put air into the tank, we had a blowout right there somewhere. So it looks like we're gonna have to, we got to do some pressure washing through there to get that out. But anyways, we're gonna probably have to drop the tank and see what is going on. That's no biggie. So we're gonna change the wheels and tires to those factory wheels and stuff, and we're gonna have to do some fuel line fixing, I think. The cool thing is the caps did not look horrible, so I don't think the rust in there is too bad. They were really tight and it felt sealed, so I think we're gonna be okay. This is the right side one, so I think we're gonna be okay. I don't think the rust is too bad in there. We're gonna pour some Berryman's B12 and some heat in the tank that we choose, and hopefully the selector valve works. We were looking at that today. It feels like it's working, so we're gonna hope. And we found out that the windshield wiper motor is got some short in it that it won't shut off, and in Oregon we kind of need those, so we'll figure that out. Good morning. Sunday morning, another day in the shop. Kind of got behind on recording. Was working in the evenings and got ahead of myself and forgot to record. So here's the update. We're still running off the tank, so we had to drop the fuel tanks, both the saddle tanks, and both of them had rusted pickup tubes. So we took them out, went ahead and cleaned up the frame a little bit while we're under there before we put them in. We're waiting for the new sending units to get here because they were just rusted up. Got that one back in, but we're gonna have to drop it out, put a new sending unit. I tried to tinker with the sending unit to make it work. It did not work. We're not getting any fuel up to the filter, which we know the pump's working because it's working from there, and it's hooked up to the pump and it's pumping fuel just fine. Man, this thing is getting really good at running. So we're gonna have to rebuild the carburetor still. There's still an issue there, but it's not horrible. But like I said before, we're just trying to get this thing running, and so I can get some miles in it, and I'm gonna put ATF in the oil today. Kind of work that around, clean up some sludge. We got the new wheels on it. We're gonna go with the basic stock wheels for right now. Got the lowering kit for the rear and the drop spindles for the front. They should be here in about a week. So next weekend, I think we're gonna be doing a whole lowering kit on this. Here's the bed. It's not terrible, definitely has some damage, but you know what? I see those as drain holes, nothing more. I'm gonna go ahead and clean that up. We're gonna clean that up when it's all dried, and then we're gonna just do a nice coat over it to keep it from getting any worse. And I'm debating on if I'm gonna do some kind of liner, bed liner or something, just to make it last. I don't care about the holes, I really don't. But if we can keep it from rusting anymore, I think that if we pressure wash a little more, get the chunks off, or maybe wire brush it or something, that'll last longer. Then we can wash it out, we'll clean it out, and then we'll primer it. Put some, kind of like we did on a Toyota 4Runner we did. That turbo can stuff is amazing. So we might turbo can from the corner here up and over the bed or the fender wells and up to the tailgate, maybe even the tailgate, just take the bolts out just to make it last longer. That tailgate works really well, so I don't want to lose that. We're keeping everything factory the way it is other than the suspension. We're going to go over today, we're going to take and clean up some of the what is that called? The trim and the mirrors. We got some SOS. We're going to do some old school stuff that I've learned. Clean up these windows. We got daughter's boyfriend coming in. He's going to detail the interior. But I'm just going to go over this whole thing on the outside with SOS pad and clean this up. Scotch-Brite to knock off all the rough stuff. Try to clean it up just as best we can. Get these doors as close to the normal finish that it's going to have. Then clear coat on the doors. Just a flat clear coat. We're probably going to do the whole thing down the road, but I want to get a flat clear coat on the doors so we can put the sticker, the logo on the side. I think it's going to look really good. I test fit it yesterday. It fit nicely. Obviously that's going to be fixed a little bit later, but that's where we're at. We're going to be hustling and bustling to get this thing. I'm hoping that by Monday we can, oh, nope, we won't have sending units by then. Well, maybe next week we'll be able to take her out and show her to the town. Might be never seen and just showing up as a custom ride right off the bat. That'd be kind of exciting. So we'll keep you posted and watch us have fun. I'm so excited about this thing. I can't believe this. So just so you can see a little slow-mo to see how rusted that is. A little bit of elbow grease. Just cleaning up just fine. I'm gonna get back to it. So here's the interior. It's pretty beat up. Got Zach over here detailing. He's gonna clean the hell out of this thing. I'll do the final project, but he's gonna make this thing super clean. See how nice we can get this factory interior. I don't know if it's factory, but it looks nice. We'll see how it goes. All right, so we got a big weekend ahead of us. At the old 78, we're gonna give her a lowering kit. Got the interior all cleaned up. Came out really nice. We'll check the fluids, make sure we're all good. Right now we're gonna do the sending units so we can get rid of the 1 gallon tank and hopefully be able to feed off our tanks. I think we got dual tanks and I think we got both sending units. So we should be good to go. So yeah, we're gonna go through. We got the drop spindles we're gonna put in, probably gonna cut the springs as well. Get a total of 5 or 6 inches, I believe. Then we have the axle flip kit. Should be an easy install. While we're under there, we're gonna take off this receiver hitch. If we can find a way, it's pretty well in there. But yeah, we're gonna be putting this thing to the weeds. We got all this to clean up. We're gonna make it look a whole lot better, remove it and be gone. A lot of torching and getting it all taken out the right way, because we want to do this so it lasts. All right, so we got to where the main tank on the right hand side is working. We're getting fuel. The other tank is not, so we found that the selector valve is not working, so we need to get a new one of those. So right now we're just plumbed straight into that main tank. Now it is time for doing the lowering kit. So we get to take all this crap off, make a mess. Should be great. We're gonna make this look a whole lot better. and should be fun. Yep. Well, there it all is. Everything's out on the passenger side. Scraped a bunch of it. Gonna be cleaning more tomorrow when this all dries. Bright clean. And then installing the new stuff. Alright, so we're on the driver's side. I've gotten all the nuts off for the tie rod ends, the ball joints. I scored these. Oops, sorry. Scored these. So I'm going to take my air chisel and I'm going to knock these rivets off. I'll show you that. And then we're going to knock this thing loose. We've got to take that shock off too. I almost forgot. So we'll get that done. Alright, so here we go. We're going to get these top ones first because we need to use that against it. So I start off with this chisel, just the flat chisel, blade chisel. It might take a little bit. See how this, take them right off flat for the most part. All right, so now we're going to follow it up. There it is. Now we're going to follow it up with this. We're going to hammer them right out, straight out of there. Bam, bam. That will loosen this side. So before we do that, so now that we got those out, we're going to get this side down, okay? Out of the way. Okay, that's about good. There we go. Now we have this one to do. There's a little trick to this. What I do is I take a wrench, it can fit in there, it fits around that boot, and then I double with the fork. Come on, booger. That's in there. Now I go put the pressure on this. One. Two. Three. Four. A little bit more influencing. Alright, so I got that spring out of there. Took a little more work than planned. Had a customer show up. So we got the bolt here, or the ball joint. Got the nut on here. What we're going to do is we're going to waylay that. And this tube's going to let it drop out. There we go. If you hit it the first time, it actually works really good. And we're done. Good to go. Now we just got cleanup to do. The other side's already cleaned up and painted. Not super clean, but good enough for a work truck. But we'll get down the road. I want to do new A-arms and stuff because I'll need new bushings, I'm sure. So I'm going to clean this up and get back to it. Try to get this all wire wheeled and pretty and stuff like that, and see what we can do. All right, so here we got the front all lowered. We got some brake issues. We're not getting any fluid to the front brakes, so we got to go through that. But we're working on the rear now. I got all the bolts loose, so now it's just a game of the jack to slide them out properly and drop it down. I'm going to loosen those ones next. As soon as that back drops down, give me more room. The shocks need to come off. And then she should be good to go to come down. And then I'm gonna keep the axle where it's at. We're gonna do the shocks underneath, we're gonna do the shocks underneath. And that way I don't have to remove the axle at all. It should stay where it's at. A little fudging, I'm sure, but should be good to go. I'm going to wire wheel the axle the best I can. Clean it up, get the rust off it, and paint it. Brakes feel like they're loose, so that's a plus. So I'll probably clean those up too. You know, clean up while I'm in here. Might as well get what I can. I'm gonna wire wheel all this, clean this all up, repaint it, blow off what we can, get everything, all the gunk out of there. We're gonna go for new bolts. So the axle flip, from what I understand, is 5 inches, might be 6, not positive. We're gonna test fit it, lay it on the ground, and if I need to, we'll put it back up here. But I have drop shackles as well. I don't know if you can see that, but those are the shackles. I don't know if I'm gonna need the new perches. We got those sitting here. So these are drop perches as well, but I have to drop the tanks to get to those. I'm debating on doing overload bags. Here I got drop shackles so we can get some more inches. I technically can take another ring out of those leaf or those coil springs. I only took 1 inch out, so I can actually take another inch out, I believe. I think 2 rings is 2 inches. I'm not positive, but I'll have to look more into it. But I only took 1 out to be safe because it's pretty fucking low already. Freaking low, sorry. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the axle flip first, C-notch it. Then we're gonna go back and let it sit, see how it looks. If I like the sit, then we're gonna leave it. If I need to go more, we got these to put in. And I have all brand new bolts for these. So we're ready to rock and roll. So everything should be here. I should have everything for it. This is our new parts for the axle flip. The C-notch is inside the office. I made a template for the frame because the frame is supposed to line up holes normally, but I'm not seeing that here. But we're gonna weld it in. We're not gonna bolt it in. So that's okay, I'm good with that. I'm happy with that. Especially since I'm a fabrication shop. But we're gonna clean up the frame. We're gonna take this off, this axle, or this exhaust hanger. No need for that. If there's anything else that we're taking off the bump stops, got a bunch of stuff to clear off, and then we'll wire wheel and pretty up and all that stuff. So I'll try to record as much as I can. You know how bad I am. I just get busy and get going, and then I get interrupted and forget to turn it back on, and oh yeah, that stuff. So, all right, we'll get back to it. All right, so I made a template off of the bracket. Took out 1/4 inch for the thickness of material. Kind of centered it up the best I could over the holes from the bump stop. Should be good. I'm gonna double check. Kind kind of think about it. Right now, I have to run and get a new U-bolt because of that one I broke. So I'm going to take this and go get a new U-bolt real quick. A buddy of mine has one. It's all on people you know. You know? If you know, you know. So, and then we'll come and lay this one out and get down on her. I got to remember to take that off too. Clean this all up like we did the other side, and we're ready to rock and roll. All right, so we got this welded in. Doesn't look too bad. Now we got to reassemble it. We got both sides done. Fit really nice. This brand is really good. I don't know if you can see that. TW, it's Tin Works. They do a pretty quality job. I'm going to grind those welds down, make it look cleaner. But yeah, I'm very impressed with this kit. So here's the cool thing. The way they designed these, here's our new spring mounts. And if you look, it fits in and nice and tight, and there's hardly any wobble. So you don't have to worry about your angle. You don't have to worry about any of that crap. It's already there. It's already there. We're good to go. I mean, I'm really excited. This is an impressive kit. So I'm going to paint this crap, grind it down, paint it, and get this thing on the road. Start putting it back together.